You never know what your first time will be like. Going in, there's this excitement, fear. What will I say? What are they gonna do? How's all this going to feel? That first celebrity you meet sets the stage, almost defines how you're gonna react to future encounters with famous people. Fortunately for me, I am an expert in psyching myself out into depths of terror rarely experienced by someone who isn't staring down the barrel of a gun. So, this is interesting. Cue the theme song. Goonies fans will recognize him as Mikey, while some see Rudy. For the rest of us, he's the lovable, some might argue, only reason Frodo Baggins reached the fires of Mordor. Samwise Gamgee from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Whoever you know him as, to me, he's Sean Astin, and far greater than any on-screen character he's ever portrayed. I've been a fan, or what others might call obsessive admirer, since August of 2009, and it was Samwise who made me fall. When I signed up and tuned into Twitter for the first time, it was solely to follow my favorite Hobbit. That's in fact why I spent 6 months of my life creating a fan site in his honor. Sadly, that particular site is embarrassing beyond all measure. Hi, I'm Sarah, and welcome visitors to SeanKissed.com, a unique realm where Mr. Astin's fellowship of fans can get together and discuss any and all things Sean related. By the time I started my second attempt, Sean and I had already corresponded via social media. He's the most warm and friendly sort of person, and being around at the start of his social media journey allowed my tweets to be seen before his followers grew to large numbers. Later, he would view SeanAstinZone.com and kindly rave about the site that I had spent so much time on. At the end of June in 2011, I attended Fandom Fest to meet the man that I was lucky enough to share a steady online exchange with, which, to be honest, I am still in disbelief of. Sean is really the kindest, most awesome person on the planet. I couldn't say if it was my history of getting anxious around attractive men, the fact that I was totally starstruck, or that we'd talked a handful of times prior online and I was just afraid that I'd seem weird in person, but when I walked into the room where he was, I nearly fainted. The footage I'm about to share, I have never shared because frankly I was so ridiculously scared that I thought I was going to have to go and sit in a corner to collect myself. I'm surprisingly calm, says everyone who's watched this, but I still think I made a total fool of myself. But in a way, I always felt I came off goofy to Sean, no matter how I presented myself, so you be the judge.
It's almost like you don't.
All right, let's go.
I'm seriously confused. Where do I go and stand?
For who?
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin, you actually have to get back in line because the line's too long. I thought.
So I get there, I'm obviously in over my head, or maybe it's not obvious, but I was in the beginning stages of a panic attack. I had all this stuff in my hands, a picture to sign, this shirt that I made to order for him, a fan letter I wanted to give him, and I just told the two guys behind me to catch me if I did in fact faint, and now I'm next in line.
How are you?
Good. Good.
Good?
My dad got lost for 2 hours.
Were you mad at him?
No, I was in the back having a panic attack while he told me things were going horribly hardly wrong.
Where is he?
He left.
Oh.
He couldn't pay for the parking.
Can you get him on a cell phone? We'll get him set up. Can you get him?
I don't have
Far away?
I don't have the cell phone. No, he's gone. He went back. They just dropped me off here. I'm all alone.
How are you gonna get home?
They're gonna come back and pick me up.
Can I see? Yeah, give that to her to do whatever.
Which side? This side? There.
Sure, here.
Side?
Yeah, take that. You don't need that.
Okay.
Did you go somewhere else?
She's trying to take a picture.
Yeah, come on.
Let's pause this briefly so I can explain a few things. First, he recognized me and immediately gets up to give me a hug, asks me how I am, offers to set my dad up in the hotel, and now I'm sitting on his lap for a picture. Translation, I am screaming inside, and I think my goofy giggling gives me away.
Good. Okay.
Oh, I've got you something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are so good.
Oh, God. I was supposed to be recording this for all my friends. You met, yeah, you met my friend Shelly.
Yeah.
You met her at the Hollywood Half.
I did? Oh,
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. She's like, film it, film everything.
Camera. This is like old school 500-pound camera. They make
No, this was expensive. This is brand new and it's expensive. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Even now, I'm still a little miffed Sean dissed my camera. Old school, 500 pounds. I mean, this camera cost me a small fortune. It's cool. I forgive you. Are you signing autographs tomorrow too?
Yeah, but you don't have to wait in line to sign it. If you want whatever you want, I'll sign it. You don't have to do that. You just tell me what you want and we'll sign it.
Okay. I'm too nervous to understand what you just said.
What I've said is if you want anything signed, you tell me or tell Linda, and we will make sure that we get everything signed to you that you want, okay? You don't have to stand in line, you don't have to pay anything. You just, when you want something signed, you just let me know.
Do you have anything else that you want signed?
I'm too tongue-tied to say thank you, but a small part of me couldn't believe that he'd refunded all of my stuff and was willing to sign everything for free. The same part of me that couldn't believe I didn't have to stand in line. I have to ask, is there any way that later, if you're free, I could get a very short interview with you for my website?
Absolutely.
Also, I wanted to
We'll get you up to the green room and we'll sit in the green room and do an interview, a proper interview.
Okay, so this is a fan letter for all the things that
From you to me?
Yes, that I want to say that I'm too nervous to say.
Will you stop being nervous, please?
I can't help
Being nervous
it.
is really silly.
And then I made this.
Wow, look at that! That's awesome! Oh wait, here, I got this for you, here.
Sweet.
Nice. Wow, that is classic.
I haven't watched this footage in a while, mainly because I am mortified of myself throughout. But his saying yes to my interview, he's just like, of course, and offers to shoot it in the hotel suite, was the answer, of course, an interview, sure. I can't imagine a fan encounter going better. Then we exchanged gifts, and he was so excited, genuinely, about the shirt that I made for him, and he gave me this bracelet, which he had several of these made for a political radio show that he hosted, which you can still find online, and there are several episodes where I've called in after we met here, mostly embarrassing myself terribly, but...
So, you have your cell phone number? Give me your
I
cell
don't
phone.
have a cell phone number.
You don't have a cell phone, you crazy kid.
I didn't buy it. I purchased photo ops with you.
That was dumb. You don't have to poach his photo. See if you can get. Can we get a refund on our photo ops?
She should be able to get it easily. But
Go get your photo ops refunded and come to the front of the line.
I pre-purchased them.
At school, what are you good?
Find somebody who'll give you money back for
yeah,
it.
they should be able to still give their money back.
I don't understand what's going on. Do I just see you if I want something?
Yeah, you just come to the when the photo op starts. You just come to the front of the line. You come hang out with us. We take a picture with you, and then you can just kind of chill while everybody else is doing their picture.
I didn't realize how serious he was about me hanging out with him. I was so stupidly confused. But I did get to hang out with him all day. I actually missed all the other things, photo ops, panels. I bumped into him on the way to my hotel room and I was still flustered. He took me to the celebrity suite he shared and made sure that I ate, which I hardly could, and James Marsters from Buffy, aka Spike, was in the same room. Later, I was refunded and brought to the front of the line for all my photo ops with him. He took me backstage before panel with John Rhys Davies and Corey Feldman and him, where I just kind of sat quietly, dumbfounded. I mean, it was the best day of my life. Sean was so gracious and he made this fangirl's dream come true. I suppose what I think back on that makes me cringe the most is the way I handled myself. Like, I didn't say very much, and when I did, it was this mess of strung together sentences where I referred to him in third person. At one point, I even said, I am always going to remember this as the day that I embarrassed myself in front of one of my biggest heroes. And he stopped, and I just remember him putting his hand on my shoulder, and he said, no, you're going to remember this as the day you turned everything around and had a great time. We were both right. Overall, the meeting was a success, not an epic fail. At least not on Sean's part. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.